Hi, I'm Rosemary Gordon, and this is Richard Jones, and we're the editors of American Vegetable Grower magazine. We recently completed our first State of the Vegetable Industry report and have a few takeaways for you.
More than 400 people in the vegetable industry took part in this year's survey, from growers to suppliers to researchers, and they all had their different take on the production trends that they're seeing, as well as some of the big opportunities and challenges they expect to see for the coming year. We had feedback from the full spectrum of the market, from big growers all the way down to small. The majority, I'd say, were what we would expect to see based on how the market is distributed, from mostly small to mid-sized growers. But they're selling the full range of vegetable crops, and they're selling to everybody from the supermarket chains and the warehouse clubs all the way down to farmers markets and on-farm markets and even local restaurants.
And as growers are optimistic by nature, many either plan to increase production or keep their acreage the same this year. Half said production in 2015 was up compared to 2014, and about 25% said production numbers were up 10% over the 2014 numbers. And about 1/3 said they plan to increase crop production in 2016, while more than half plan to keep production on par with 2015.
Another indicator of the health of the industry is how suppliers are doing. And that same positive outlook is something we saw reflected by the vendors in this year's survey. More than 70% of the respondents on the vendor side indicated that their sales were up in 2015 over the year before. And I think more than a third, said their sales were up at least 10% last year. And we expect that optimism to continue as we look ahead at 2016, where 3/4 of the vendor respondents said they expect their sales to be up again this year.
In going through the survey, we've identified several trends that we think will continue through the year. Protected ag is a trend that's continuing. About half of the respondents said they use a greenhouse, high tunnel, or a low tunnel, and more than 25% of the respondents are using high tunnels, often to help them get a jump on the growing season and a jump on the competition.
Related to that consumer desire for fresh local produce is the continued adoption of organic production. We're seeing almost half of the growers in our survey said they have at least some organic acreage this year. And of those growers who grow organic, they tend to go in a big way, with more than half dedicating 50 to 100% of their production to organic produce. Along those same lines, we're still seeing a move toward softer crop protection materials too. 55% of the respondents in this year's survey said they're now using some form of biocontrols in their production.
And a trend for the future that's getting some attention that we feel will become more of an issue is GMO crops. We asked growers if they would produce a GMO crop if one was available to them, and the responses we received may come as a surprise to some people, as half said that they would. 32% said yes if it offered production advantages, and 17% said yes as long as it offered consumer benefits.
Before we go, we'd like to thank our sponsors for the 2016 State of the Vegetable Industry Report, Certus USA and Willowwood. And for a more in-depth look at the 2016 survey, the results, and some analysis, go to growingproduce.com and search for State of the Vegetable Industry Survey.
Thanks for watching.